Hey guys, here's a little how-to video on blind bid waiver requests, especially for the guys who haven't done those on this website before. Blind bid waivers run Wednesday nights at 10 p.m., Thursday at 6 p.m. before the Thursday night football game, Friday at 10 p.m., Saturday at 10 p.m., and again on Sunday morning at 7 a.m. And then at 8 a.m., all free agents will be unlocked for free pickups on a first come, first serve basis. To get started with how to put in your blind bid requests, you have to click on Add Drops right here in the center. The players on the left-hand side will be all available free agents in the league. The players on the right-hand side are the players on your team. We always have, well, not always, but a lot of years we've had, especially when we have some new guys coming to the league, they'll text me week 2, week 3, something like that, saying, "Hey, I bid $15 on, oh, I don't know, Amir Abdullah here. I bid $15 on him, but Tommy got him for $10. Like, how did that happen?" Usually, what it is they were trying to add a running back and drop a wide receiver, but they already had 6 running backs on their team. The computer knows that you're not allowed to have more than 6, so it will ignore that request because it will not illegally put 7 running backs on your roster. That's the most common occurrence. The other thing that occasionally happens is they will have ordered the players wrong within their groups, and I'll show you about groups here. I know there's different ways to think about this. Some guys make groups for each individual player and add and drop. That's not the way that I approach it. I've never had a problem with the way that I do this. I've never put in a bid for a guy and watched somebody else get him for less money. So I'll show you the way that I go about it. We'll sort here for running backs. I'll use running backs as an example here. I sorted by weekly projected right there. So let's say Boston Scott is my number 1 priority. I want him. I'm going to click on his name, and I'm going to drop James Robinson. He's been taking up space on my bench. So you can double check right here that you clicked on the right players. Here you have to decide how much he's worth to you out of your $100 budget. That's for the entire year. You can put in $0 bids if you run out of money, or if there's a guy that you don't think anyone else will bid on and you don't really want to pay anything for him, you can put in a $0 bid and see if you get him. So James, here we got add Boston Scott, drop James Washington for $10. It'll ask you, add this claim to group number what? Well, this is our first one, so it'll be group number 1. The way I approach groups is I do them based on the player that I'm dropping. So I'm trying to add Boston Scott, drop James Washington for $10. Now, if somebody might bid $11 on Boston Scott, well, in that case, I want Chris Thompson on my team. And I still want to drop James Robinson. I'm going to put $8 on Chris Thompson. I'm going to keep this in group number 1 because I'm dropping the same player, James Robinson. Submit request. And it will show you up here the order that you've put him in. Boston Scott's your number 1 priority. If you don't get him, you want Chris Thompson. We'll do the same thing for Nyheim Hines. Drop James Robinson, $6. Keep it in group number 1 because we're dropping the same player. Submit request. Now, if all you wanted to do was add one of these 3, these are the 3 you had your eye on. This is the guy that's been a bum on your bench. You didn't really feel like dropping anybody else, and you only want one of these guys, you'd be done. You don't have to save anything. It's automatically in there. You can go back to your home page. You can go back to your submit lineup page, whatever. It'll stay in there for you. But let's say you got 2 bum running backs on your bench. You we want to have a shot at getting Boston Scott and Chris Thompson. Then what we would do is we would start a second group. Chris Thompson, drop Bryce Love, double check it here. I said Chris Thompson was worth $8 to me. And now I'm going to put this in group number 2. Submit request, and it'll show you group 2, Chris Thompson, drop Bryce Love for $8. I'm going to do the same thing with Nyheim Hines. Drop Bryce Love. I'll double check it here. And then Nyheim Hines was worth $6 to me. And I'm going to keep this in group number 2 because I'm dropping Bryce Love, which is my group number 2 drop guy is Bryce Love. So what this will show the computer is you want Boston Scott and drop James Robinson. If you get outbid on that, now you want Chris Thompson, but you're going to drop James Robinson. If you get outbid on that, you want Nyheim Hines and drop James Washington. If you get Boston Scott for $10, it will give you this one, and then these 2 in group number 1 will be voided. Now you still have a shot at getting Chris Thompson because we've made a second group. You could get Boston Scott and Chris Thompson. You just have to drop 2 different guys for them. If you were outbid on Chris Thompson, it would look at Nyheim Hines next. You can have as many groups as you want. We can do the same thing for wide receivers here. Bring up the wide receiver page. Oh, Golden Tate's out there on that high-powered Giants offense. Let's go get him. We're going to drop Preston Williams for him. Double check here. Golden Tate, because of that offense, man, he's worth $20. Now I'm going to add this claim to group number 3 and submit. And man, if I don't get Golden Tate for Breshad Perriman, or Golden Tate for Preston Williams, I want Breshad Perriman because the Jets are almost as high-powered as the Giants are, right? So I'll click on Breshad Perriman to drop Preston Williams. I'll double check it here. And then Breshad, he's not quite worth $20 to me, but he's worth $15. And I'm going to keep this in group number 3 because, again, that's my drop guy for group number 3. Submit request. And then we could do the same thing. Maybe I want Golden Tate and Breshad Perriman. I got another receiver to drop. I'll select Breshad Perriman, and I'll drop Anthony Miller. Now you notice in group 1 and 2 up here, I did the same amount. Boston Scott for 10, Chris Thompson for 8, Nyheim Hines for 6, and then group number 2, I kept Chris Thompson at 8 and Nyheim Hines at 6. But what I'm thinking here is I might get Golden Tate for $20. And maybe I want to get Golden Tate and Breshad Perriman, but I don't want both of them at these prices. I don't want to spend $35 on a wide receiver, on 2 wide receivers during this waiver period. So I'll select Breshad Perriman, drop Anthony Miller this time instead of Preston Williams. But instead of $15, I'm only willing to pay $5 for Breshad Perriman if I get Golden Tate. So I'll put my $5 in there. That way, if I get Golden Tate for this $20 right here, I still want to try to get Perriman, but I don't want to pay $15 for him if I already spent $20 on Golden Tate. But I'll try to get him at $5, maybe a little bit of a discount. I'll switch this to claim group number 4 because I'm dropping a new person. And then I'll hit submit request. And you can see up here, we got in group 3, Golden Tate for Preston Williams for $20. If somebody outbids me on that, I want Breshad Perriman for Preston Williams for $15. And if I end up getting Golden Tate for this $20, then I might be able to get Perriman for Anthony Miller for $5. That's basically the way it works. I know there's other guys that do it different ways. This is the simplest way for me to think about it. And for the past 8 years, however long we've been on this website, I haven't had a problem with it. I haven't seen anyone go for less money than what I bid on them. Yeah, that's basically it, guys. Just make sure, if you're going to do it this way, each group, you're dropping the same guy in each group, and you want to make sure you order them with your highest priority to your lowest. And you also want to make sure that your bid amounts reflect that. So if Boston Scott is my highest priority, he should be my highest bid amount. And then Chris Thompson should be my second highest, and Nyheim Hines my third highest in that specific group. If you start switching around, bid amounts like the $8 goes up here and the $10 goes up here, the computer kind of reads it funny because it reads the first line of each group before it moves on to the second, and it processes the first line of each group for each team before it moves on. So that's where we've run into problems with guys who said they've bid 15 on a player that went for 10. It's because they had that $15 player listed as their third or fourth priority in that group for a higher amount than, either they got somebody else in this group and then it doesn't look at the rest of them, or they were trying to drop different players within the same group. We've had some funny instances with that too, with the way that the computer reads it. So if you stick with this, you shouldn't have any problems. Drop the same player within the same group, order them from highest priority to lowest priority, and make sure that the bid amounts reflect that. $10, $8, $6. Okay, guys, I hope that helps. If anybody needs any help Wednesday night, I'll have my phone on me. If this wasn't clear enough, just give me a call or send me a text. I can always go on and you can let me know who you want, and then I can put them in for you, and then you can look at how I did it, and maybe that'll make it a little bit easier. All right, guys, good luck. Later.